Is your car vibrating a lot? Is it super annoying? Do you feel the vibrations in your seat? Does the plastics rattle? Well, that could be due to many different reasons. If it's a heavy, rough idle, it could very well be a misfire, and that would be showing up on your dash with the engine code. That's not my case. It could also be a worn distributor cap. So, I changed out the distributor. It is so much better, yet it's still shaking at idle. So, what else could it be? You guessed it, engine and transmission mounts. So, let's go ahead and replace them. What's up? Hey there, welcome back to Automotivate. We're gonna do some work today. We're gonna jack up this car, change out the motor mounts. We're gonna replace these doohickeys. But in order to do that, we need to jack up the car a little bit so we can get underneath there, then jack up the engine, loosen up the mount bolts, and remove it. It's easier said than done. Then add this new guy with the correct torque specifications of the torque specifications. Then we got this big boy. That's for transmission. Let's get to it. It'd be safe to have your e-brake on at this point, or before this point. You didn't see that. I just almost dropped my $800 camera, that's all. This is the left side of the engine, oil filter. There's the engine mount. You need to move this bolt, then that bolt, this bolt, and there's another one right back there. You need to have a wrench on both sides of this bolt and both sides of each one of these bolts. Now we need to jack up the engine a little bit. While you jack that up, we will remove that bolt. This is how I jack up my cars. With my foot. I'm not supposed to move like that. First bolt down. That was close. Out with the old and crusty, in with the new and freshy. This tab here needs to line up with this tab here. See that tab? So just like that, they'll be all lined up. Carefully lower the jack. Then you get your special little bolt, shove it through the rear end. This side's done. Now time for that side. Okay, so we are on the passenger side. There's a starter right there, starter. That's the engine mount right back there. You move this bolt the same way as the other side, but these bolts come through this, and you need to move them from underneath here. So you need some extensions and some swivels. See how dirty I am? Astro van is grody. With a little bit of fandoogling, got the old one out. Now let's put in the new one. The new one, whenever you put in the nuts, it's kind of like fishing in the dark. So I wish you luck. You want the 2 tabs to meet up again, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and do this and I'll be back. So I got that nut for that top bolt on by using this magnet. I basically put the magnet in there and I twisted the bolt on top until the nut kind of went on it. Took a little bit of patience, but it wasn't really all that hard. Maybe get one of these to make your job a little bit easier. But the top nut, I had to put it on sideways to get it on. That's my tips and tricks. Time to tighten them all down to close to spec. My torque wrench is not going to fit in any of these spots, so just do your best. My torque wrench fit on one of those bolts on the other side, so I'm going to try to get it around the same tension. I'm going to try to feel it. I think I did an okay job doing that. Just so you see what I'm doing to tighten this, one ratchet up there and the other one through that hole. It's tight, so it's not going to fall. And I'm ratcheting that one on top to tighten it, and I'm holding that one still. So ratchet that one, hold that one. So that will make this a little bit easier. Hopefully that made sense, and I'm sure you can loosen it that way as well. The motor mounts are done. Time for the transmission mount. Alright, so move the jack sideways, just like that. And we'll jack it up to hit this U-joint right here. Alright, jack's now touching it. Now, we need to move these 2 bolts up here and the bolt inside of here. I'm gonna hit this one first, so then I can have room to use my socket on these guys. Check out that beaut. Now let's jack it up a little bit. Okay, that should be enough room for me to hit these guys. Yes, sorry, Bob. Out with the old one. And here's a nice new fresh one. See, that guy ain't coming out. All right, so these bolts up here, 37 foot-pounds of torque, okay? Or pound-foot torque, whatever. 37. Well, can't fit. I'll say that's about 40. This one's 30 foot-pounds. All right. That's good. That's all we need to do. We're done. We can go home. We can go to bed. Wash up. Get the dirt out of our faces. Alright, so it's 4:30. With recording, it took me about 5 hours. Not too bad. If I wasn't recording, I could probably get it done in about 3 hours because this was a new job for me on this van, and there's a bit of pandoogling. Other than that, it's not too bad of a job if you have the right tools. Let's go see if it vibrates anymore. 0 vibrations. It feels so good in here. The only vibrations I hear is a catalytic converter because that thing's popped. Popped it whenever I tried to start it over with starter fluid when my fuel pump went bad. And the vibrations of the engine, because the motor mounts were bad, shook up the catalytic converter so much that all the stuff broke up. So another reason why you should replace your motor mounts, besides it just being nice. Sorry for the beeping. I'm going to turn it off now. Have a blessed day, and keep on chugging, like the chugging Astro. Bye.